Hey everybody, I'm Courtenay, cookbook author and blogger. Welcome back to Court of Kitchen. Today I'm making honey maple cashew bites. You can call them squares if you want, but I'm cutting them up tiny, so I'm calling them bites. So let's start with our dough. So in here I have 3 3/4 cup of almond flour. Now not almond meal, it's almond flour, so there's no skins on them. So 3 3/4 cups of that. To that I added 1/3 cup of dark brown sugar. Now you can use light brown sugar, you can even use white sugar if you want, but I love the molassesy flavor that it brings when you use the brown sugar. To that I'm gonna add a good pinch of salt. If you're measuring, at least 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Everything's sweet and salt. Then I'm just gonna mix this, and it gives you such a chewy texture. I love the ooey gooeyness of it. That's good enough for now. Okay, so right here I have 1/3 cup of butter, which is 5 tablespoons melted. Then 1 room temperature large egg. To that, I'm going to add 1/3 cup, same amount as the brown sugar, of maple syrup, or maple part of these delicious gooey guys. Okay. Perfect. And then vanilla, a good teaspoon. Right around there. Perfect. That, so I don't knock it over. I'm just gonna whisk this together. Fair enough. Now, it all goes in here. Now this I'm going to stir around with my spatula for a few, but it has to be finished with my hands. I'm gonna carefully mix this together, kind of fold it. Comes together quicker than you think. And then I'm just gonna get this to where it's getting crumbly. Like I said, I'm gonna need to finish this with my hands. The warmth of my hands and everything, it's gonna all pull together. You can see right now it's already turning into a dough. Perfect, see, that's already almost pulled together completely. Okay, we'll leave that there. Let's move over here to our filling. This is going to go on top. This is going to be, half of this is going to be the bottom, and the other half's gonna be the top. This is the filling that's going in between. So I need, this is a 1/2 cup measure, so I need half of that. I need 1/4 cup, let me move these guys around here. 1/4 cup of cashew butter. This is where our cashew comes in. I think I went a little overboard on that one. Okay. So, 1/4 cup of that. And here's where our honey comes in, and our honey maple. Same amount, 1/4 cup of honey. Should have just taken the lid off, poured it. I love the flavors of honey and cashew together. It's a match made in heaven. If you've never had it, forget about it. It's so good. I'm not gonna skimp on this. I think I'm just about there. Yeah, you take your lid off. Then all I'm gonna add, of course, I'm gonna add some more vanilla. I'm gonna do that right now. So about another teaspoon of vanilla. Vanilla's everywhere in all 3 layers of this. And then my butter isn't salted, my nut butter, so it needs some salt. Okay, get our honey in. Yeah. So good. And then I like to add a little bit of cinnamon. Now, I do love cinnamon, but I don't here want to overpower it, so I'm only gonna put about 1/2 teaspoon in. I want to taste the honey and the maple and the cashews more. If you are an absolute cinnamon lover, you can add a whole teaspoon or even a little over a teaspoon if that's what you want, but I don't want to overshadow all the other flavors. We're just mixing this until it's nice and smooth. And this is our filling. Perfect. Delicious. Okay, now here, this is our drizzle that's gonna go on top. All we need here This is 4 tablespoons of melted butter. So I'm gonna put in, I'll measure it just to be, because this is our glaze to go on top. 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. And then some more vanilla. Then we'll let this, I'll just use this to mix it. And then I'm gonna mix this together. This is going to sit while we put this all together and put it in the oven. It will solidify as it sits out because of the butter. But believe me, I'll show you when we put it on top. If you use a fork and you really whip it, it comes right back together. Right now it's very thin. This is going to solidify on. You see right now, it's all gonna work in the end, I promise. I'll show you. Okay, now over here to the messy part. Okay, so I'm gonna get my hands in here and really pull this dough together. Okay. So, yeah, see how I dig in here. Okay, I need to make a little bit of room. Let me get a paper towel here. Move some of this. I got some maple syrup around. And then I'm gonna get, this is a 9 by 9 inch pan with, excuse me for the noise, some parchment in it. Okay, now for this dough, I need half, because half goes in here and half goes on top. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna take half, whopper it. This is not exactly scientific as far as baking goes. It's good. Yeah. Again, excuse me for the noise. I have to press this till I get to all the edges. Finally, have it all pressed out. If you have problems, like I had some problems with it sticking to my hands, it keeps wanting to come up on the parchment, just put your hand under cold water, use the palm of your hand, and it goes right down for you. Very sticky. Okay, now that we have that down, this is another beauty of not using all purpose. This doesn't need to be par cooked because it's all my flour. And we could put our filling right on top and just spread it around. Okay. This is messy, but it is well worth it. Here we go. Good. Now, for the rest of our dough. Again, this is quite wet dough. Just use your hands. You want to put it on the board. We're just trying to cover as much at the top. This guy might help me. Use one of these. But if you try to do it in one, it's going to be a little bit of a pain. So I like to do it in pieces. See how I'm pushing that? So I think it's best to do it in kind of pieces. The board really does help instead of just your hands. You can piece it like that. That's perfect. That works out really nice. And just move this around. You want it just, you want it as flat and even. Let's just call it even, obviously, as you can get it. So it all bakes about the same. And this is going in 325 degrees. Can you tell these are gonna be gooey? 325 degrees, check it after 20 minutes. Obviously it's going to be brown because we use dark brown sugar, but they'll probably they won't take more than 25. You might wanna let them in for about 23, 24. And when they come out, these, as you see how ooey gooey they are, they have to rest. So they have to get completely cool before we can glaze them. So about 23, 25 minutes, let them rest for 30 till you put your hand on top and they're cool. We'll see you back right after that. Gotta clean this up. Our beautiful caramel, well not caramel, but our maple honey. This looks like caramel, that's why I said caramel. Our honey maple cashew bars. Sat out, they've rested, they're nice and cool. So now I'm gonna put on the glaze. Now I did put a little bit of water in the glaze. You can water it out even more if you want to really pour it. I'm just gonna kind of like make it pretty this way, use my spoon. You can do it however you want. Like I said, you can put in some more water so you can drizzle. That's so good. Maybe I didn't let them cool enough. It's starting to melt on me. It's okay, believe me, as they sit, it will get hard again. It's butter.
It will set up.
Yep. Perfect. And then I like to add some cashews, because that's what we have in here. So people know it's cashew.
Are they roasted?
These are, yes, thank you. These are roasted and salted. I like them that way. And speaking of salt, I'm gonna add on just a little bit of salt. If you have one of those really nice finishing salts, go for it. We got so much sweet going on here, that little bit of salt on top is gonna make a big difference. Okay, so let's try them. Now, like I said, I'm gonna make these into bites. So I typically start everything in half. Oh, that's gooey, all right. And then I'm gonna do in half again. And then however you wanna do these, I'll do this one too, may as well. However big or little you want, however you want them to be on your tray or however you're serving them. I want one that's kind of towards the middle. Yeah, I could have let them rest a little bit longer, but look at that goo going down.
That looks beautiful.
These are heavy for their size. Give it a little taste. There needs to be another term for ooey gooey. The cashew, the almond flour is so, it's dense, but yet it doesn't taste nearly as dense as it feels in my hand. It feels kind of light on your palate. These are just wrong, I think, but so right, especially for the holidays. Make these kind of maybe small like this. Don't worry, they'll come back, they'll have at least 2. If you cut them up into bars, you can cut them up into 16 or 12, however you want to make them. These are really good. Your family and friends are gonna love them, and I think they're gonna be surprised. You get that little hint of cinnamon in there too that makes you think of the holidays. These are perfect. So get in the kitchen and make them. Thank you for watching. Keep your likes, shares, and comments coming. I love them. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Remember, hit the cute little bell icon over there. If you haven't checked out my books, Cheddars and Shake-Ups for the Week, Continental Taste Volume 1 and Continental Taste Volume 2. You can check them out. You can find them on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. And you can always go to my website, courtofkitchen.com, for more fun things. And until I see you again very soon, as you know, I'm always sending hugs. These are gonna go quick, really quick.